I want to start a new reading vlog, and this is gonna be a follow-up to my 5-star prediction video that I recently posted. And I am reading, these are my 5-star predictions, are Evil Eye by Etaf Rum, which I'm reading as a buddy read with my friend Maria. And then we've got Mame by Jessica George. And then Revival Season by Monica West. So I'm already reading Evil Eye. I'm about a third of the way through. This is about Yara, who is Palestinian American, and she's a teacher, a college professor, and graphic designer. She's also the mother of 2 young kids, and she's married. They live in one of the Carolinas, I want to say, North Carolina. And right now we're looking at kind of the expectations that Yara feels are placed on her by her culture, and being a woman, being a mother, that she's having a hard time with reconciling and kind of what the expectations are of her and what she wants to do. She wants to go on a trip with her college that is all expenses paid. And her husband basically said no. And we're looking at some of the conflict that she has on campus with other professors, and her relationship with her mother. It's really good writing. I'm really enjoying the writing. I don't feel like I'm too far into the story yet to really give too much of an opinion about it, but I'm enjoying it. I'm listening to the audiobook on this mainly. I am having some health issues, mainly, I think, because of the heat. It is in the high 90s in Atlanta, and the air quality is really bad. So I've mostly been staying inside. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're having a chill Sunday. I was able to go out a little bit yesterday, and I'll show you some of the footage of what we got up to. Just wanted to give you an update on Revival Season by Monica West. Rough shot, feeling kind of rough. The lights are off because I've had some headaches and it's freaking hot outside. Anyway, you're here for books. Revival Season, I realized I hadn't even done a clip that I started reading this, and I'm almost I've got that much left. So I'm more than halfway through. I've been reading it quickly. That should tell you how I'm feeling about it. This is about a family. The father is a pastor, and then there's the mom. There are 3 kids. Caleb and Miriam are the oldest. They're both 13. I think they're like 10 months apart. They're not twins. And then there's Hannah as the younger sister, and she has cerebral palsy. They go out on, I guess every summer they go on a revival season where they drive to the south, pick a town, pick a church, and set up to do a revival. They don't say a denomination in here that I remember. But they basically go to do healings, where the Father lays his hands on people and heals them. We're going to go with that. It is basically... the Father is struggling. He doesn't actually heal people. And when he doesn't, or people question him, he feels like a failure, but he takes it out on others. And usually it's the family, or he gets people fired from the church, leaves in a huff. He has been violent in some scenes. And then it's really kind of Miriam, the oldest child's observation of this revival season and then going back home. Miriam holds her father in very high esteem. She's been raised to do that, to see him as, God's messenger, and in her mind put him as high as God. That's my reading of it. However, she has some encounters where she may have some spiritual powers herself, and she has to keep them secret because her father does not believe that women are able to do that. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm really enjoying it. I say I don't like coming of age stories, but I kind of do. I kind of like in this one. We're just seeing Miriam kind of, I guess it's not that much of a coming of age, but she is sort of seeing her dad in a different light. She's very fearful of him, but she's also seeing her mom in a different light. So yeah, I thought I would give you an update and let you know I was reading this before I finish it. So I'll probably be back momentarily with my thoughts on the final half of the book. So I have finished Evil Eye by Etaf Ram. I have finished Revival Season by Monica West. I will wrap those up at the end of this vlog. I've started Mame by Jessica George, and this is about a woman who is a caregiver for her dad who has Parkinson's. And as I've mentioned on this channel, I was a caregiver for my mom for 5 years. She didn't have Parkinson's, but there's a lot of similarities that this woman is dealing with. Just the day-to-day, making sure they eat, making sure they take their medicine and stick to a schedule. And one of the things that the main character is talking about is having a set schedule for her dad, and that it helps her manage her anxiety, and I can completely relate to that. I liked our schedule because then my mom and I both knew what was coming next. So yeah, I've started this and I'm not very far into it, probably about 4 or 5 chapters into it, and really enjoying it. So I will check in a bit. wrap up the books. I know I didn't do great about giving clips while I was reading them. I was reading a lot at night and wasn't filming when at night. So, yeah, that's probably why I didn't get many clips. But I'm going to wrap them up. So I have Evil Eye by Etaf Ram. I read this with my friend Maria. So this was a case of I built up too much hype in my head for this book. It was still a great book. I didn't rate it 5 stars. I rated it 4 stars. This features Yara, who is an American born of Palestinian immigrants, and she is a college professor in North Carolina, married to Fadi, and has 2 young daughters. And something happens at work that kind of shines a light on some issues that she has, unresolved issues she has with her family, her parents, her husband, with the experience of being an American that doesn't look, quote, American, and how that interplays with how she is treated and how she feels and how she views herself. It goes all those places, and it's definitely a good look at intergenerational trauma. It looks at how different cultures view marriage and a woman's role as a mother, as a wife, and how that interplays when you don't live in the culture that you're held to the standards of, if that makes sense. I did enjoy it. I liked the focus on counseling, therapy, probably because I am a counselor. I felt like that was a really good part of the story. And I think just for me, the pacing was off. I felt like it got really slow in the middle, and everything happened very quickly at the end. But overall, I do recommend this book. I think it's a great read with the current situation in Palestine, also with immigration issues in America. So yeah, definitely recommend that. The next one I read was Revival Season by Monica West. This is a book I've had on my shelf for a couple years. This is about a family. The dad is a pastor, and he goes and does revivals during the summer, and he takes his family. He's got 3 kids and his wife, and it's really a coming of age story for the daughter Miriam, the oldest child, and kind of the religious aspects that she has taken from her dad, believed it just because he said so, and also the high regard that she has for her dad and how she sees that kind of fall apart, and the picture and the pedestal that she has him on crumbles, and her place in all that. This was a great read. I ended up giving it, I would say 4.5 stars. I did really enjoy it. I think, again, it was a bit of a pacing issue for me, but highly recommend, and I will definitely be looking for Monica West's next book. And then the one that I just finished last night is Mame by Jessica George. If you saw the title of this vlog, this is my new favorite of the year. I think a huge part of it was because there were a lot of similarities with when I was my mom's caregiver for 5 years, and this is about Maddie. And Maddie is the caregiver for her dad. Her mom goes back and forth to Ghana to run a business that she was left, and Maddie's brother is off doing his career, and Maddie is in her early 20s, which I was not in my early 20s when I took care of my mom. I don't know how people in their early 20s deal with this. Maddie dealt with it in a very relatable way. A lot of her fear of what could happen if she's not there, what could happen if she can't get to her dad, or the anxiety that builds, and that anxiety then goes through every aspect and area of her life. It also looks at her love life and how she's really put aside parts of her life to take care of her dad, and trying to venture into those spaces without knowing what she wants, and that it's okay to ask for what she wants. I loved this book. I loved this book. 5 stars, highly recommend. The audiobook was really good, and yeah, Jessica George, I need you to come out with another book. And this was a debut, which again, amazing. So those were the 3 books that I read. They're actually all backlist books that I've had for a little bit. Well, I guess Evil Eye isn't too backlist. And we ended up with a 4-star, a 4.5 star, and a 5-star. So I say that's all successful. A new favorite. I'm so happy about that. So my reading's been going really well. Let me know in the comments below what your most recent 5-star was. Maybe we can find some good recommendations for each other. And yeah, if you'd like to catch out my next backlist reading vlog, you can hit the subscribe button and the notification. And yeah, I'm hoping to start another one very soon. I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.